Yo, 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 seconds out. Don't worry about those other shows. Pub Sports Radio, we the best out. MMA Locker Room right here. I got my boy MMA Unhinged to the left of me. How you doing?
I'm doing great. We had some fantastic fights on the weekend. The card as a whole was an incredible event. So it was a great weekend. England at the moment is quite sunny, so that's a bonus. And I'm great. It's a pleasure to be back on Pub Sports Radio, and an absolute pleasure to speak to our guest. He's an incredible fighter, fantastic prospect. I'm excited to hear what he has to say about his upcoming fight, which is going to be fireworks, to say the least.
My boy, I missed you, bro. It's been like a month or something? Like, man, you back on the network now, my boy. Lenny in the building, man. So let's do a timestamp real quick. You know, I'm on the sunny side of California. It's about 11:30 over here. Where are you at right now? What's your timestamp?
Nice and early for me. So we're 7:40 at p.m. In the afternoon. So yeah, so nice and early. I finished off a show earlier. This will be my last show of the evening, and then I'll be eating my dinner and off to bed.
Man, heck yeah, I hear you, man. UFC 264. Did it disappoint? Did it live up to everything? All the hype that we all thought it was gonna be? I mean, the trilogy. Are we gonna see Quattro? Like, you know what I mean? McGregor and Poirier and Quattro or something? Like, man, so real quick, Lenny, let's just do a recap real quick. What was the three most exciting fights off UFC 264 for you?
Well, straight away, I'm going to go with Jennifer Maia versus Jessica Eye. That was an incredible fight on the prelims. Going into that fight, it was more like not paying too much attention to it. Two fighters that like to go to the distance. And they didn't disappoint. That huge gash on the top of Jessica Eye's head was just, it looked like a third eye. And then it was ridiculous. And then I want to talk about Sean O'Malley versus Chris Moutinho. Sean O'Malley stole the show, but Chris Moutinho was the winner in the fans' eyes. This guy, his heart, his durability, it was a true inspiration to me. The way he took them shots, them knockdowns kept on coming. Man, it's incredible to see that he's got paid. I'm happy. I'm so happy for him beyond belief. The guy's an absolute warrior. And on Monday, he was back in at the gym coaching. This guy he's different breed. And obviously, the co-main event wasn't really what I was expecting. But Burns did what he had to do. He went in there, got 3 takedowns against Stephen Thompson. The first time since Matt Brown. And then we got the main event, Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. The first round really showed us how the fight was going to go. Dustin Poirier is the superior mixed martial artist, and that's all I've got to say.
Did Conor McGregor pull guard in the first round?
Oh, when he pulled for that guillotine. Oh, that was the end. That was the end of the fight there. He pulled for that guillotine. That's the worst mistake Conor McGregor could ever done.
That was a wrap.
The tactical decision to pull for that guillotine was ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. I was in disbelief.
You hit it on the head, man. But for me, the fighters that standed out to me, the locker room spotlight, I got to go with my boy Driscus. He standed out. I was doubting him in that first round because the way that he was throwing his techniques, I thought he was going to get knocked out. Little did I know he came to ring the party, right? And then the boy Max Griffin, man, he put on a hell of a performance for me, man. Great first round. Second round was close, debatable, but he put it out in that third round. And then I got to go with Michelle Pereira right there. Those are the three fighters that kind of standed out to me, and made their stamp. And of course, Tia Tuivasa with the shoe and the knockout, man. How can you hate that guy right there, man? Walking out the Spice Girls, knocking out Greg Hardy, a domestic abuser, and then hops up on the cage and drinks a shoey out of a Nike. Come on, man. Like, that's the guy right there. And he has one of the dopest little organization tattoos. It's called From the Area. So, yeah, man. Big shout out to them, man. They definitely standed out on that card right there. So yeah, that was last week, man. We got this week coming up, Islam Makhachev versus Thiago Moses. Oh man, that's gonna be a good one right there, right? So what we're gonna do?
It's a main event slot for Islam Makhachev, preferably against an opponent that I really thought he would have been there against. I really hoped for an RDA, maybe a Beneil Dariush, but Thiago Moises. Oh, my camera might have just died, but we'll keep it rolling. But yeah, against Thiago Moises, he's no joke. In his last 3, you know, he defeated Alexander Hernandez. His hands never looked better against Hernandez. He submitted Michael Johnson, and he had that close fight against Bobby Green. So right now, he's looking really good, and it's going to be a really good test for Islam Makhachev. Not against the opponent that I wanted, but you know, we move after this. I definitely want to see a top 5 opponent. Yeah, I feel like a matchup between Islam Makhachev and Beneil Dariush makes a lot of sense next, and that's where I'd like the UFC to go.
Man, I feel you, man. So without any further ado, I mean, speaking of looking good in his last fights and stuff like that, I mean, we got the one and only Mr. Dr. Pepper himself backstage. Mr. Bang Bang, Mr. Knock him out with the new shirt out, selling everywhere worldwide. I'm talking about Adrian Yanez is stepping into the locker room right now. How's it going?
Man, going great, man. I'm blessed. Fights are right around the corner. I'm just ready. I'm excited, man. I'm ready to get in there, man. I'm ready. I want to be there now.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about it, I mean, this fight was supposed to happen what, a month and a half or 2 months ago?
You know, it was always the contract was always signed for July 24th, but we were trying to get it moved ahead to UFC 262. You know, things didn't plan out. We had the chance, but you know, Texas commissions with their weed policies, their weed laws and shit, you know, kind of fucked everything up. Kind of wish, you know, that was, man. It's 2021 already, man. You got all these other commissions that are easing up on it, not punishing you for it. You know, Nevada just followed suit with California and everything. I think Texas should follow suit. You know, even though Texas is a little bit like kind of a, you know, they're a little bit slower when it comes to this stuff, but I kind of wish it was already, because if a couple months ago, like, we would have been fighting UFC 262 in front of fans, just where this fight's supposed to be, in front of fans.
I hear it. So now let's speak on that a little bit. So who was smoking the weed?
Oh man, yeah. Hey, Randy, man, like that was all Randy. See, like I abstain. Like, man, the thing I do is CBD. Like, I'll use CBD for at night. At night, just to help me kind of relax and stuff. You know, I use the Fight Back CBD. You know, out of Texas, dude, great stuff. Man, that's helped my recovery tenfold. But I don't actually smoke weed. And I feel like it's a hindrance on me whenever I have done it, and I felt like the cardio issues the next day. So personally, I never felt it beneficial on that end. But like helping you sleep, helping you like anxiety wise, I could understand that. So like I totally understood it whenever me and Randy talked about it, because dude, when we're going back and forth, like we're DMing with each other, and he was straight up with me, which I could really respect. You know, I really respect the guy for doing that. And I was like, man, it's like, it would really suck for us to fight, and then you know, whatever happens in the fight, you know, and then he has to take a suspension because we fought in Texas and all that stuff. So, you know, like I like the guy. He's a good guy. So like I would hate for that to happen. You know, I'd hate for him to get suspended, had to take punishment, you know, possibly even lose some of his purse, if anything, you know. So that would suck.
Yeah, that, and even they could, like, you know, like take away a victory, or, you know, do something like that on whoever, you know, like we've been seeing that fights getting overturned now because of that too. So, hey, I will say this. I was hurt, you know, when the fight got rescheduled and stuff, but now as we look at it, the fight's about to be coming up now. So, I mean, now as I look at it, I'm so happy because I got this fight to look forward to, you know, and I'm telling everybody right now, this is going to be one of the most exciting fights of 2021. 2 top prospects in there, goes out every single time they step into the octagon. It's real easy to get behind both of these guys. And this is the thing, I'm a fan of both of them. So, you know, like, and I think the MMA community is too. Let's speak on this a little bit. How did this fight actually take place? Did Twitter MMA community help you guys?
Dude, like it was literally like right after the fight with Gustavo, man, everything just kind of popped up, and everybody was like naming who I should fight next and everything. And the next you know, I see Randy's name pop up, and I'm just sitting there. I'm just trying to respond to people, and then within the like 30 minutes of like me getting on my phone, I could see like the amount of people saying I should fight or who I should fight. Randy, and I see Randy said something. I was like, I wonder what he said. So I looked. He said something. I was like, it was not. It was like, man, look, no, I like the guy. Like someone was saying that he would be scared to fight me, and he was like, no, I like the guy, I respect the guy, but I'd still fight him. And I was like, oh shit. Hey, you know what? I like you. I respect you. I'll fight you too, man. This would be really great. It would be really great for the both of us. And MMA Twitter kind of took that and just rolled with it and just kept pushing and pushing for it. Like they really wanted, like they were really pushing for it to be on UC 262. And like for that, for me, man, I'm blessed that like MMA Twitter is like kind of pretty much took that and like, you know, tried to make that happen for me, man. That was a really big blessing in my eyes. So, you know, MMA Twitter did their thing, man. Like, man, they honestly really did it like ASAP, and they really pushed for it, man. Even like all these images, those photoshops, the designs that they've been making, man. Like, dude, MMA Twitter has been hyping this fight up ever since my last fight, and it's only gotten more hyped since. And I'm loving it because, like, man, like it's also two guys who are bangers. Like, I don't mind going in there and walking somebody down, and that's his MO too. He wants to go in there, he wants to walk somebody down and knock them out. So, man, like it's stylistically, we're gonna meet in the middle and we're gonna duke it out. So to me, I'm excited for this fight, man. And like MMA Twitter did a really good job in matchmaking for this one.
Yeah, now
not only are you excited, as you were mentioning there, the fans, man. The fans are over the moon for this one. You know, there's two guys like you and Costa. With fighters like you know what we're getting. You're going to meet in the middle. You're going to throw bombs, and it's just going to be a firefight. And but is there a surprise that you're putting into this camp? Are you going to maybe shoot for a single, shoot for a double, or are you going to keep it standing?
Single, double, high crotch, man. You're about to see me put my wrestling singlet on. No, I'm just fucking. Not at all, man. Like I'm the guy that look. Go back to my fight with LFA, like LFA 78. Whenever I fought Kyle Estrada, he's the striker. He's the guy that was striking. He's the Muay Thai expert. And me, like, yeah, I've come from a jiu-jitsu background. Whenever I first started off, I was doing jiu-jitsu only. I only started striking whenever I met my now coach Saul Solis. And in that fight, he was the better kicker, you know, and everything. And me, I'm the better boxer. I was walking him down. Even when times got tough, I'm not the guy that shoots. Like, I make people shoot. Like, I'm not gonna be the guy that shoots. I'm gonna be the guy that makes people shoot. Like, I want to have my Nate Diaz moment where I'm like, oh, you're a wrestler now. That's what I live for. I love that. I love putting the pressure. So like, it does excite me that I have another guy that's in front of me that has the same type of style. He wants to put you out, or he wants to break you. And so far, out of all of his fights, he's pretty much just finished every single guy. He puts them out, you know, except Brandon Davis, you know, which is no knock because Brandon Davis is a legit fighter. So, man, I got my hands full, but also, man, I'm telling you, I'm excited because, man, this is like, it's like the fight's right around the corner for me, and I get to go out there and get to go out there and show my skills, man. I can show that, like, look, there's another up-and-coming fighter who's had 2 performance knockouts, and I got me coming off of 2 performance knockouts, and I get to, like, ride this wave to knock him out and then move up even higher. So, man, like, I'm excited. I'm ready. Like, man, I'm ready to go, honestly.
Man, yeah, definitely. Whoever gets this, man, numbers are coming behind that. You know, whoever gets this win right here, you gotta speak about it. You know, like first fight, you know, contender series, you did your thing. Next fight in the UFC, you did your thing, but it was against a lower level opponent, as we can say. Next fight, got it real big, tough. Our boy Gustavo Lopez also had an interview with them. No slouch, tough cookie. We all knew that was gonna be tough. Great opponent. You did your thing. I mean, you told us backstage that you was going to knock him out in round 2. He was 1 round behind, but you still, I mean, you did it, and that win over Gustavo Lopez right there proved he's ready for this type of competition. But now you're going to Randy Costa. Both of you guys are kind of in that same realm. You have more fights than him, but you guys are both those eyes and those prospects to where, it hates to see you guys fight right now because whoever gets this L, it's going to hinder him back a little bit, but it's what needs to happen right now. And, that's what I love about UFC compared to boxing. If you guys were boxing, you guys wouldn't fight till 2028. You know what I mean? Like UFC don't play around though. They got top prospects. They put those fights together, or should I say MMA Twitter does. So yeah, man, this is it, man. This is the fight right here. I compare it to Nathaniel Wood and Casey Kinney last year. The same thing in there. So can't wait for that, man. Can't wait for that. So what'd you do last week, man, with UFC 264 around the corner?
Man, honestly, UFC 264, man, I was just sat back with some family and just watched it. I'll say, like, man, my girl's brother-in-law, man, is a real big Conor McGregor fan, and we just kind of like, he's a sensible guy where I can actually sit back and actually have like talk, instead of like these guys who be like, nah, Conor this, Conor that, like, and just be like flood you with Conor, the Conor stuff. He's actually a sensible guy where you can like sit there and talk to him and like have back and forth like talks and debates a little bit, so like it was cool, and it was like really good just to sit back and be able to like watch the fights. So man, that freaking main event, man, was like, dude, I was shaking. Like, I don't know what it was about that main event, but it was just like whenever they were like about to fight, man, I could just feel like, oh wow, like my hands were like, dude, like I was jittery, like it was like because I love Dustin Poirier so much, and I also love Conor McGregor so much because Conor McGregor, in the sense of like, man, look what he's done for the sport. Look at what he's done for us, and like he's like kind of like made it more like of a household name type of deal. Like, people watch MMA more because of Conor McGregor, whether you like to say it or not. But also you get the other side. You get somebody like Dustin Poirier, who's just a really good person who gets a shot, to take all the fans, all the fame, and be able to run with it and like just being that hard blue collar worker and just going in there and like showing what's up. So it was really really cool, and it was just like this really great like moment, because like, man, it's kind of like when was the last pay-per-view where like you felt that type of aura? And that was whenever they fought the rematch. And like every other pay-per-view, it's been it's been good, and like I'm just because like I'm a fan, like I'm in the MMA world and I love fighting and everything. Like I'm a big fan of fighting. Like every single time there's a pay-per-view, I love like just watching it. Like,
not just that, you even watch the underground cards out there in your hometown, right?
Oh yeah, man! I go to Fury Fight Championship all the time, man. Like I go out there, support my teammates and support the local fights, because hey, dude, like they helped get me here. They like whenever nobody else gave me fights, they gave me fights. So like, you gotta support local, man. Like local fighters, you end up being the next UFC stars, man. So it's pretty cool. Like, shoot, Dustin Poirier was fighting in and in like a barn type style like places, man. And like, he's not that far. Like, Louisiana's not that far away from us. So I'm like, hey, like he was there. He was there, up and coming, So it's like, hey, same thing. It might be a little bit better production, a little bit better atmosphere than a barn, but hey, look, still up and coming fighters are coming up every day. Just like one of my training partners, Leomano Martinez, he fought this last time around for Fury Fight Championship in front of Dana White, knocked the guy out. Now he's in the UFC fighting August 21st, against Jesse Strader. So hey, like that's a fight to look out for. That's the next star. That's the next guy. Just like how I'm this next guy. So man,
give me that name again.
Leomano Martinez.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, keep your eye out on him, man. He helped me get ready for this Randy Costa fight, and that's the guy, man. I'm telling you, watch that fight. I don't think it goes. If you're a guy that likes to bet, man, I'm not betting the over. I'm betting the under.
You know it. You know we like the bet here already, man. You're the first one to come through with the parlay to hit for us, man. The first ever seconds out locker room parlay. It was a plus 400 one. I just watched it. You picked Max Holloway, Carlos Condit, and Jocelyn Edwards. It was a plus 400 parlay. So yeah, man, we definitely like the bet, man. Real quick, I'm gonna just go through some of the comments in there. We got my boy Billy Brickman saying keep cashing those tickets for us, man. Yeah, here at Pub Sports, we've been rocking with you, betting on you in every way that we can. We got my boy Sharpie saying let's fucking go. He also has a question. He's saying how is this fight going to end? He needs that fast cash. I think he muted.
Oh, yeah, no, second round knockout. That's what I believe, man. Just from the things that I see and from like looking and like kind of seeing like his last couple fights and being able to see like how fast of a starter he is, I think second round knockout is the way to go. Like depending on what because I use my bookies, so sometimes it doesn't have all the props on there for all the fights. So you know, depending on where the over under is, man, I'm probably gonna put something on myself too. Just gotta see where it's at. Gotta see where the over under is at.
Got you. I like that. That. Before we end this up, we'll let you know exactly about the odds on my bookie and the promo codes that you guys can use. Go ahead, Lenny.
Yeah, I want to talk about the relationship between you and Costa. It's a funny one. I don't think I've ever seen this in recent times. He's put a TikTok up and he's made like a little joke out of it, showing his game plan where he's gonna have his hands up, chin up, and he's gonna throw bombs in something like that. And you retweet, you put it on your Instagram story. I just feel, does that kind of take away the pressure away from the fight? That, you know, you have a little bit of humor back and forth.
You still got to go. You still got to go in there and fight. So it doesn't really take the pressure off. Honestly, it honestly just makes it easier for me to go in there because I know what type of a fighter he is. He's gonna go in there and try to put my lights out, and I'm gonna try to do the same. So it's relieving that I don't have to go out there and be like, nah, fuck you, Randy. Like it's relieving, you know. But also at the same time, like it is pretty cool that like, hey, after you fight, like, hey, you want to go grab a beer or something? Like that. I like that camaraderie. I've always liked it, and I've always liked good sportsmanship.
You know what I think? And you hit it on point. This is gonna be one of those fights. Quote me on this. You guys are both young in your career. This is going to be a trilogy fight. We don't get the Edgars versus Maynard no more. Those 3 fights. We don't get all the Liddells versus Tito Ortiz. We barely got the Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor right now. We don't get the BJ Penns versus I forgot who it was. But what I'm getting at is we don't get those good trilogy fights no more like how we used to back in the day in MMA. I think this can be one of those. You guys fight now. Later on in the line, a year and a half from now, after you have the belt, he gets his name back up, gets that number 2 spot. You know, you're already holding the belt. Bam, defends the belt against them. And then the trilogy, you know, like I honestly, bro, I could see all of this happening in time, man. This might be a fight. And the reason why is because, like you said, you guys like each other. It's going to be one of those fights after the fight. You're going to be drinking a what? Dr. Pepper? All day. He's going to be eating some Reese's peanut butter cups, probably some Reese's pieces, you know, who knows, you know, but so I can definitely see this, man. And we got the chat blowing up right now, man. We got my boy Boston Nick showing you love out there. We got Jacksonville Zoe. Jacksonville Zoe said, I'm a big fan of Yanez fighting style. I think he gets this win in 9 days.
Yep. I like it. I like y'all guys' chats. They're big fans, big supporters, man. I really don't like to call people fans. I don't know if that's weird. I don't like calling people fans. They're supporters, man. They're supporting you and what you want to do, you know, whether it's like whatever it is, man. But hey, look, I agree with everything you said, but it won't be no trilogy. It'll be 2 fights, me 2-0 every single time. Hey,
I like that.
Hey,
I like that.
Bro, like you gotta have that little bit of competitive edge, man. I don't think I'm gonna lose. Just like how he thinks he's not gonna lose. So it's just one of those things that we're gonna go after each other, and we're gonna try to put a stamp on it either way. Like, we might have this big respect for each other, but at the end of the day, he wants to put a stamp over me. I want to put a stamp over him, and I believe I'm gonna get it done. And I'm gonna put the stamp over him, and then after that, we can go have some cookies, go have some Dr. Pepper, Reese's Pieces, whatever. We can go do that afterwards. But I just need to get the win, man. I'm gonna get the win, and once I get it, man, we can have some fun.
I hear that. So, all right. So, real quick, we're gonna get your little predictions. We're gonna get your predictions on your card. We're gonna put you down as one bet. Then we're gonna have you pick two other fighters on the card. See what it pays out at on mybookie.ag, and give everybody the promo code to use out. Lenny. So first, we're gonna be taking Adrian Yanez. Do you know what his odds are at right now, Lenny? If you don't, I do.
I'm not a betting man, as you should know, Millz. So.
You're not. So that's even better. I want you to take a guess. Take a guess. He knows nothing about betting.
I think
I already know the number. I already locked it in. So
I would say
minus.
What do you think? What do you think he is?
Minus 115.
Close, but he's almost a 2-1 favorite, man. Minus 180 favorite on a lot of books out there. So minus 180.
I don't know if y'all saw the hand signal. I was like, hey, I don't know if y'all saw it, but I knew it.
Yeah, no, I knew it. I knew. Yep. Yeah, minus 180. So 2-1 favorite against Costa right now. So that's already one that we're gonna put down for it. Let's see. Who else do we like on here? I'm sorry. Who else do you like on here?
Ooh, man. Huh.
I'll scroll down for you too.
Yeah, this is. I forget how much of a stacked card this is.
I know this fight right here is going to be a banger. Kyler the Matrix Phillips versus Ryan Pavia. My girl Miranda the Maverick versus Macy Barber. That's going to be lit. Oh shit. My boy Andrew Ewell's on the card. But yeah, my bad. I'm getting hyped too. But yeah, Giannis, man, go ahead. Go through the card. We got you down as one fight on there. Trevin Jones just got on there too. Oh shit. Yeah, let us know exactly the other two fighters you like on this card.
Well, honestly, I do like Corey Sandhagen in this fight, just for a lot of reasons. Like, there's just a lot of reasons for me just to pick him. Like, he's been way more active. He's also he's been way more active. He's been fighting the guys at a higher level. And like, dude, these last two fights kind of showed like almost an evolution in his striking. He's so relaxed. He's so nonchalant about everything. They like. Almost like a viper, he like snaps and gets you. So, and then also the 2-year layoff for TJ Dillashaw, man, it's like how's he gonna look without the EPOs and everything? So 2 years, no EPOs. Hey, I'm leaning towards Corey Sandhagen on this one.
Okay, so we got Corey Sandhagen. He's a big favorite too. He's minus 180 on there as well. So let's see. So you, Sandhagen. We need one other fighter.
I would, who's Aspen Ladd's fighting Macy Chasen?
Yeah, Aspen Ladd versus Macy Chasen. Obviously you versus Randy Costa. You got Puna Soriano versus Brandon Allen. Shamil Adaburakamov versus Chris Dorcas. Kyler Phillips versus Robin Piver. Macy Barber versus Miranda Maverick. Mickey Gal versus Jordan Williams, Ian Heinisch versus Nasruddin Imavov, Julian Ars versus Andre Ewell, Darren Elkins versus Derek Minner, Sajara Eubanks versus Elise Reed, I don't know how to pronounce that girl's name, versus Hannah Goldie, and then Trevin Jones versus Aaron Phillips.
Yeah, man, honestly, I like two names that really stuck out to me on there, like two of them, so it'd be Kyler Phillips and Andre Ewell. But if you're putting me on the betting, I'll probably go with Kyler Phillips. I think he's just on a roll. He's on a streak. He looked good his last fight, so I think he gets it done this time around.
All right,
against Robin Piver, who was fighting at flyweight in his last fight but missed weight, so he's stepping up now to against Kyler Phillips as well, as you mentioned, a tough fight. Looked great against Cameron Elsey and looked phenomenal in his last fight against Casey Kenny, I believe. No, Yulong Song. That's it, against Yulong Song.
Oh yeah.
Got it. So right now, unofficial, but yes, if you go with Kyler Phillips, Andre Yanez, and Corey Sandhagen, that's a parlay that plays plus 240. There we go. My man behind the scenes, Billy Brisbane, making it happen. And it's going to be 264. Parlay all those odds, and you can get it at mybookie.ag. Use the promo code PUBSports. You use that, you're going to get 100% match bonus as long as you use $100 or more. Definitely you want to use that promo code PUBSports. Just one word, like how it is. That's a plus 264 parlay. He's 1 for 1 on it already. So, you know, that's definitely a parlay I'm going to be putting in right now. Man, appreciate that parlay out there. Lenny, you locking it in?
Don't make up a rumor that I got injured or something, man. Like make my line go a little bit lower so it can higher up that parlay, man.
Hey, you heard it. Hey, you heard it. Yes, I'm loving it, man, for real. Hey, it's crazy because we were just talking about this backstage with the Discord and the group messages, and I know you know all about the MMA group messages, Giannis, because I see you in them, you know, and you're active in them, you know, and that's one thing I respect you for, you know. But we were just talking about the line on the fight. I'm like, man, minus 180. I got a half unit on it. I'm like, I'm hoping the line goes down and money comes in on Costa because minus 180 is still a little bit high. My other boy's like, nah, it's going to go up to 250, 240. So I'm like, okay, minus 180. Yanez inside the distance. Those have been my two plays I've been banking on. I always put money on your money line, and then I put money on you inside the distance. So those are the plays I'm going to be going with right there, man. And you heard it here first, man. Yanez, man, I think he just got a calf injury when he was doing kickboxing today.
Oh, yeah. Calf kick, man. Please calf kick me. Yep.
So
all right, so that's...
When you were can we go back to? I want to talk about UFC 264 before we move on. We didn't really go into the main event. We didn't really kind of break that down. So, what were your thoughts on the first round and this whole malarkey over McGregor and the injury and before going into the fight? What are your thoughts on that before we move on?
This shit ain't looking good, honestly. It's not looking good. Like honestly, like man, he looked good for the amount of time that they were in the stand department. Yeah, like Conor was looking phenomenal. He just honestly, I think with how many times they've been in the fight with each other, I think Dustin Poirier has been looking at that left hand because Conor really hasn't really posed anything else other than his left hand. He hasn't finished anybody with he doesn't have like too much of a good jab. He doesn't have a good right hook. Kicks wise, he hasn't really knocked anybody out with with the spinning heel kick or anything like spinning back kick or like a kick in general. It's mostly everything's done off the left hand. So I think Dustin took a really good look at these past couple of fights and saw where he was getting hit with the left hand. He slipped it and caught Conor. He did a great job. He hit was able to catch Conor. And Conor was the one initiating the grappling exchanges, and then him going for that guillotine. Once I saw that, I was like, it's over. It's over because man, like me, I know I'm not the guy. Like also, I'm not the guy that's gonna jump the guillotine on whenever I'm that high up in the air. Like I'm not jumping that guillotine because that's a long way down. And then also there's a lot of room for movement. There's definitely a lot of room for movement on the way down, so you can escape on the way down. There's going to be a lot of space, especially whenever you start moving that way down off that guillotine. Unless you don't have a really good grip on it, like you have a Brian Ortega grip, then I don't think you're finishing anybody from there. Then after that, honestly, it was just more ground and pound from Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier was, man, he wasn't letting up. He ain't gonna let up. He's just not that guy that's gonna let up. And the leg kick and the injury, it is what it is, man. Shit happens. It might not have been the coolest. It wasn't like officially from a kick. Like it's not like a Chris Weidman, Anderson Silva type of deal. But hey, it was a weird. The way it ended up was really, really weird. And I'm like, damn, like that sucks. You can just step wrong and break your whole ankle.
Do you think it has anything to do with karma?
Come again?
And I was saying, do you think it has anything to do with karma? He was talking all that you're gonna walk out in a stretcher, this and that, and he goes out in a stretcher.
Man, it definitely like it's definitely a coincidence if that's the case.
Right?
It's definitely a coincidence, which I'm glad that like this fight's just been like me and Costa has just been nothing but like all love and fun, but once we step in the cage, it's gonna be like all dangerous and shit. So you know, that's also a thing too, man. I never wanted to be that guy that eats the words, man. I don't want to be the guy that says you're gonna be put in a stretcher and then you're the one that's being laid on a stretcher. You're the guy that's gonna get knocked out and hurt, and you're the guy that's knocked out and hurt. So I it's not my forte, it's not my thing. I'm just not the guy that's gonna go out there and like try to ramble and talk shit and try to get in somebody's head. Because at the end of the day, you gotta get in the cage, you gotta fight, and kind of everything kind of came back to bite him in the ass.
Yeah.
And then just quickly before we move on, I want to talk about Chris Moutinho. Did you become a fan of him?
Man, yeah, I became a fan just because, like, dude, he's so fucking tough. But also, man, he's in my division. I have to look at it like I look at all the fights in my weight class very objectively, and I'm just like, bro, like, do something different. Like, you're holding it's like, yeah, like man, like as a fan watching, I'm like, dude, like what the like it was kind of hard for me to like enjoy the fights, like because like, I'm watching it through fighters' eyes. I'm like looking like these are guys that are potentially in my line of sight whenever like for matchmaking and all that stuff. So like I'm looking, I'm trying to see what's good, and the next thing you know, like I'm just seeing this guy like, dude, like, what the fuck, man? Like do something else. Like what? Like dude, like you're not even blocking, right? Like dude, you have your hands out, like you can. There's so much space, and you're just kind of just letting them tee off on you. No head movement, no nothing. Just keep stiff as a board. And I'm like, I had not like, but like overall, him coming in on short notice, it's like short notice and being able to withstand all that punishment, man. Much props to that guy. Like real big respect. I had to try to separate myself from the fighter eyes to like the fan. Because that fight I was looking as a fighter, but going back and just like kind of being a fan of it, I was like, that motherfucker's tough. He's fucking tough. So it's cool. Like I appreciate it. Yeah, like he gave us entertainment by him just like kind of just getting peppered up in the face the whole entire time. So it was pretty cool.
And he became like an overnight sensation. He went before he took that fight with Sugar Sean O'Malley. He had 2,000 followers on Instagram, and now he's reaching 120,000 followers. And he lost that fight and got punished, and somehow he's the main attraction of that fight. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, man. But that's what you get. But that's what you get when you fight Sean O'Malley, man. Like it's either like it was all a win-win situation for him. Anyways, like he's fighting Sean O'Malley. He had nothing to lose. He absolutely had nothing to lose. It was all game. Like if he goes in there and let's just say he gets knocked out in the first round, hey, like he's in the UFC now. But like he's in the UFC now, so he gets a shot. But the fact that he was able to withstand and be able to do what he did in there, like be able to withstand all that punishment and just walk forward, like everybody's looking at that and just like kind of clapping their hands and be like, dude, that was amazing. Like warrior. So of course he's gonna get all the fans, especially like when you got someone like you're fighting someone like Sean O'Malley, you're just receiving all that punishment and able to withstand it the whole entire time. Shoot, Thomas Almeida couldn't withstand it. Like the guy before him, Eddie Wiley, couldn't withstand it. So hey, there's something there with that guy, Chris. His toughness overall was just really phenomenal. But like it's there's no surprise that he was able to get all that fame and notoriety from taking all those punches and everything. So it's cool. It's cool, but also fighter eyes. I'm looking at it, it's like, dude, should have done more. But yeah, I got to separate the two.
Yeah, man. Speaking of separating the two. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, since they're in the same division, surely you're looking at O'Malley as a future opponent. So I want you to answer. How would a fight between you and Sean O'Malley potentially go down in the future?
Man, I feel like it's honestly more of the. It would probably be more of the same with me and. Actually, no, it wouldn't be the same because I know I like to put the pressure forward. I do like to come forward, and I do like to stylistically break down people. And I'm always analyzing whatever's coming my way and everything. And after watching his fights, I've been seeing a lot of tendencies what he likes to do. I've seen a lot of tendencies, and I see a lot of openings. Even with this fight with this Chris guy, it was a phenomenal performance. You can't knock him because he did everything in his willpower to try to shut him off, and he couldn't shut him off. Man, but like just watching, like it's always cool to see someone like kind of just hit a punching bag, and you kind of get to see like what they like, what's their go-to stuff, and what's like how can I say it? What do they rely on? So kind of sitting back and watching that, you're like, oh, okay, on his great performance, this is how it looks. Like, cause I like to break down and watch people how they look on a phenomenal performance, like a really great performance, and break that down. Because at the end of the day, you want to be fighting the best guy. I don't go back to that Cheeto fight and automatically look like, oh, this is where he sucks at. This is where he does, because that might have not been the best him, and you never know. So I like to grade them on their best performances, and I feel like that was one of his best. And looking at that, I see a lot of things that I like. I feel like I would strategically walk him down and end up getting a finish.
Dang, that would be a nice one too to see that one play out, man. Just think about it, man. I mean, but that has to be on that second contract, right? That can't be on the same contract that you're fighting on, right?
Oh yeah, no, I gotta be on contract too, man.
Yeah.
Look, man. Hey, that dude Chris. Look, I saw his contract and I looked at what everybody else is getting. I was like, hey, he got way better than what a standard first contract was. And I was looking at that, I was like, all right.
He got a bonus too, by the way, $75K.
Oh yeah. No, like the standard contract for coming into the UFC is a 10 and 10.
Oh,
it's a 10 and 10. Then the guy got 22. He got paid. He got paid for his first fight, and then he also, on top of that, he gets the $75K on top of that. So he's living life right now. So he's loving it.
Yeah, he got paid, and I'm glad he did, because he's probably going to need a little bit of money to maybe fix up the whatever happened to his face. But
he's on the shelf.
The heart on him, though.
He's on the shelf.
Yeah, the heart on him, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Monday morning, he was in at the gym coaching his sessions with his fighters. It was just, I was blown away by him in general.
Oh yeah, no, that takes a different type of person, man. That takes a different type of person. So like honestly, again, like big props to that guy. Going in there, especially being able to go back, like, because we fly back on Sunday mornings, and those flights, and especially like right after a fight. Like I remember after this Gustavo fight, I didn't sleep the whole night, and then having to get up on a plane where you're jam packed with everybody, you don't get no sleep. So for him, just to get up the next morning with no ease and go back to teaching again, like, dude, that respect, dude, respect.
So I'm guessing you couldn't do what Chris did. So if you took all that punishment, you couldn't teach a class on a Monday morning.
Shoot, man, there's just some people, I'll say like this: I wouldn't have took all that punishment. That's the first thing. I would have took all that punishment. Like if you look at him, man, like his head was as stiff as his board. Like everything was straight up, and he just walked towards him the whole entire time. I don't know if that's what like they told him to do. Like, hey, just walk towards him.
That's just his fighting style. That's just the way he fights in all his other fights.
Like, I didn't watch any of like his fights before or anything like that. I probably should have. But I didn't, honestly, the way that he was able to keep going in on Sean like that, like I don't know, man. I just since I'm a fighter, I look at like through fighter eyes, and I try to look and break down things, and I don't know. I'm glad he got his shot, and I'm glad that he was able to make a good paycheck, fighting Sean. So props to him, man. Props to him.
No, I feel you on that. Props to him and all that. But we ain't here for that, man. We're here for Mr. Bang Bang, knock him out, Adrian Yanez. I'm talking about the guy who has Aljamain Sterling talking about him, calling him out, saying he got good hands and stuff. He has the props of Aljamain Sterling, man. This is the man that we talking about right now. How did that feel to get Aljo to even give him some respect?
Man, honestly, it it was pretty great. Like it made me feel more solidified because I had people at the top watching what I do. You know, because like I'm always looking. I do like to plan big, but also what I like to do is I like to plan small, so I keep my focus. You know, so I don't look at the big plan and be like, "Oh fuck, I'm so far away." I like to keep it very short, like big plans there, but let's make all these small goals so I can hit these goals. And you know, getting somebody at the top that's where I want to be at, you know, looking down and being like, looking down the mountain and be like, "Fuck, that guy's good." So to me, like I'm excited because I'm just like, oh, he sees me as a threat, so let's go. Like, all right, cool. It just time to put the burners on, try to start training more, get there. So whenever I get there, like he's like, I was like, he knows because he would know, like, hey, that guy has really crisp hands. He has to try to do what he did with Peter Yan and me. So he has to try to go out there and try to take me down the whole entire time. So hey, look, got to go out there, you know, and show him like, hey, it's my hands. You know, I got to go out there and finish them. I got to do what Peter Yan couldn't do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you for stopping by with us, man. I know, you know, interview extended a little bit longer than we expected to, but that's how it goes sometimes, man, when we just up here talking about stuff, man. But before we go, I got some little legendary questions for you. You know, you just answer them quick, fast, sporadic. All right. We're going with Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris.
I'll probably go Chuck Norris. Heard some small stories about Bruce Lee, not like just only doing like other stuff, but Chuck Norris actually going in the tournaments and actually fighting. So Chuck Norris.
All right. X-Men or DC?
Man, I'll probably hit over DC.
Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter?
Oh, Mortal Kombat, hands down.
Let's go. All right. Give me the money or give me the.
Oh, give me the money or give me the. No, hey, all the same thing. Give me the money or give me the money, man. That's the only way about it.
All right. Would you rather be a part owner of Bitcoin or a part owner of the UFC?
Oh man, you know what? Probably part owner of the UFC just because I have a little bit more say in who gets to fight who.
All right, and then we're going to end it on this one right now. All right, so your top five. You know how everybody says they compare it to basketball. They say, you know, if you have Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, you know, Hakeem, nobody could beat those five, right? Same thing, but in an MMA-related thing. Five of you guys walk into the bar, walk into the world wherever. Ain't nobody fucking with you. Any weight class.
Okay, got Khabib, got Francis, got Derek Lewis. Man, we're talking about walking into a bar and knocking people out. Yeah.
Yep.
So Khabib, Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou, Israel Adesanya, and then after that, probably Rumble Johnson.
Oh, okay. I like that five right there. All right, and then I got a question out there in the chat. PayPal Money wants to know: have you ever eaten at Hop Daddy in Houston?
Hop Daddy? Oh yeah. Man, I actually got into a real conversation. Like it was like dude, family was really arguing about this. Man, so what they did is they grounded up chicken into a patty, like almost looking like a beef patty. And so they were trying to make arguments saying that it was a chicken sandwich and not a chicken burger. But it's a chicken burger, bro.
It's a chicken burger. Yeah.
It's a chicken burger.
Yeah.
But it was a whole argument in the household. Just like, it's a chicken sandwich. No, it's a fucking chicken burger. Like what?
Yeah.
It got serious, bro. It got super serious.
So I take that as a yeah. All right. Yeah. And then one other thing, my owner Slaughter, he always likes to know what's one of your guys' family traditions or superstitions?
Man, traditions, superstitions. Man, honestly, it's more of like traditions is usually like on Christmas we open the Christmas presents on Christmas Eve. That's it. Like that's the biggest one we got. Oh, also, well, actually, a good one, the one that we have like superstitions. We always have my dad's hat. My dad's hat. Like after he passed, like I gave it to my brother for him to wear it to every fight. So he brings it with us like every time we go to the UFC or before the UFC. He was always wearing the hats in the corner. So
There you go. Yeah, no, that's a good one right there. I feel that one 100%, man. All right, man. Nah, I appreciate you. And have you ever been in the San Antonio area? And if you are, definitely need to stop by Southtown 101. That's the Pub Sports Radio bar. Definitely, they have everything over there, live karaoke and drinks. He said whenever you come by there, you and your whole family and your crew, food, drinks is on him. So whenever you're in the San Antonio, Texas area, definitely reach out to us. This is where they're based out at. So, you know, the extension is there. So whenever you're out there, stop by this place real quick. Yes, sir. Southtown 101, man. Lots of fun out there, everything out there. So, you know, whenever you're ever in that area.
Oh, yeah. I'll probably be out there soon. I got family out there, so I'll be out there soon, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So right now, man, before you go, man, I'm going to turn it over to you. You want to shout out any of your sponsors, anybody you're training with, your training partners, the people that don't get the recognition, you know, that's the boys, you know, but you got to shout out everybody else. So you can shout out everybody else at the same time. Go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
Oh, man, a big shout out to my coach, Sauce Elise. Without him, I wouldn't be in the position I am today. Also, a big shout out to my management team, Meridian Sports Agency. Man, they've made everything easier for me. It's been great. Also, a big shout out to HK USA. They supplied me with all my training gear for my fight camps. And, man, great quality training equipment. Also, Fight Back CBD, man. They out of Austin, Texas. Man, I've been using their CBD, and, man, it's been helping a lot. And I stand behind this company, man. Really great. And also, to all my teammates, thank y'all so much, man. Big shout out to y'all guys. I'm actually going to fly back Sunday morning back to go watch my teammates fight for Fury Fight Championship. You can watch it on UFC Fight Pass.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Appreciate it, man. And just before we go, last words on the fight coming up. You said Randy Costa's going to sleep in round
2.
Let's go, baby.
Yes, sir. Man, thank you for having me on, man. It's been a blessing.
No worries, man. So you heard it here first, man. Like he said already, he has the parlay out there for him. Adrian Yanez, second time back with Pub Sports Radio. Thanks for dropping in with us. Lenny's over there. Appreciate everybody in the chat. He already said, man, he's taking the under in his fight too, and he's going to get him out of there in round 2. So appreciate everybody that's watching this. Hey, if you guys are watching this on the replay, go ahead and drop a comment. And Yanez, tell them where they can get your shirts at, because I heard them things is selling out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Honestly, a big order than I did last time. This time around, man, and they're still selling out fast, man. YanezMMA.com. YanezMMA.com. Just like my Twitter, you can go to my link in bio on Twitter, Instagram, YanezMMA.com. Get yourself a Mr. Knockout shirt. Brendan Fitzgerald called me that, and then everybody else ran with it. So, hey, man, nice little comic book tee, man. I love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man. So from here to now, man. Hey, Lenny, go ahead. Let them know a little bit about us and take them out with the outro, man. Oh, you gonna freeze on me right now, Lenny? All right, man. This is how you gonna do me. This is how we gonna do you, man. Like I said, man. Hey, seconds out. Don't worry about those other stations out there. Pub Sports Radio. We the best out. All right, man. Check you guys next time, man.